All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the ASUS ROG here. We are in our first semifinal match of the day here at Assembly Summer 2014 on Twitch TV Room on Fire. Welcome. Thank you for joining us here, and we are about to go into cash now between Recursive and myRevenge. myRevenge currently up 1-0 in this series after a very close map on Mirage, 16-14 the finish. Recursive putting up one hell of a fight, but we can see myRevenge now on our screen here. They look cool, they look calm, they look composed, Lurpus. But this next map.
Yeah, myRevenge had a pretty big lead towards the end of that map. They were 15-9, and Recursive somehow brought it back to within a round. Finally, the Danes closed it out at the end, but solid effort by the Finns. Little worrisome, though, that they're playing Cash now next, because Cash, myRevenge looked really, really strong on the other day when we watched them play Nom Nom in the decider game, knockout game of Group A, I believe, or Group B, either one of those two.
I believe Nom Nom was in Group A.
So they looked really good.
No, they do. I mean, Cash as well. It's like, I think this is pretty much the only team that we've really seen go to Cash as well. So this is definitely something that's in their playbook. This is something that they had in mind from the get-go. Dust 2 will be the deciding map if we make it there, if Recursive can come back and win on Cash here, because their tournament life is now on the line. This is a single elimination format here in the playoffs, and it's best of threes, but if they lose one more map, that's it. They're done, and they're out. So we shall see. We are going to the knife round now, and we should be able to go in here, because do you think, okay, we talk a lot about Dust 2 and Mirage, but Cash is not a map we get to see too often here, played at all, really. So do you think it makes a big difference who gets to start here on the CT side?
I don't really think so. I think you can win on both sides of Cash. I think it's only on a map like Nuke where it makes a difference. And even then, like we talked about prior to the first map, these are two real teams with actual real leaders. So I don't think it's a big deal for these teams at all. I think their leaders can mitigate the effect starting on the harder side of the map has. As myRevenge wins the knife round, they elect to stay on the counter-terrorist side. And we are going to finally get underway with map 2 here of the semifinals.
So this is it. Into the pistol round now. On Cash, we have both teams ready to clash. And we get to start it off here now. Round 1 on Cash. myRevenge starting off on the CT side. On the T side, we shall have Recursive. Fan favorites here, certainly at Assembly.
On Cash, ready to clash?
Damn straight. Totally intentional, bro.
All right. And Recursive playing slow, as they are used to.
It's definitely, I mean, this is their style at this point. They love to just play it calm, but look at this play coming in here. It's going to come down to myRevenge, who's waiting currently. Instant headshot. One click does the job. He's going to get overwhelmed, however, and now it comes down to the man alive, Asilian, on this B site to stop this push coming in here from Recursive. He's still alive, and the final 2 will go his way. That was quick and brutal.
Yeah.
But that is also kind of what we expect to see, at least after that first map on Mirage. And I think we also had one of the quickest pistol rounds so far in the tournament. So these guys, they don't like to muck about. They don't waste time.
No, they're quick and effective.
Yeah, very much so. But Recursive, no buy, actually. It's only Sunny. Once again, Sunny is really the big fan of going for CZ75. No matter the situation, he believes in his ability to pick up frags with this pistol. The rest of his team, however, not really spending any money here. So do you think that this could lead to a early round buy here?
We'll see. I mean, Recursive haven't really bought that much with low money, so I assume that's not going to be the case. Asilian's knife is called the Green Plague. I just wanted to let people know.
I like it.
I like it too. Barry getting 2 kills. Kirby chiming in with 2 of his own. And he gets the final kill as well. Sunny's abilities were not enough this time around. 2-0 is the score. Now let's see whether Twista's going to order his team to buy. It doesn't look like it.
No, not enough frags, I think. If they could have perhaps like picked up a couple frags, hell, a couple frags in the pistol, a couple frags in the second round, maybe, but it seems like they're going to go for another round of eco here. They upgrade their pistols this time, however. 3 P250s, 2 CZ75s. So unlike myRevenge, who love the CZ75, we see a little bit of diversity on Recursive's side. They decide to stay as purists and keep to that P250. At least 3 of them do. So what's interesting is that we actually have a push already beginning here in A main rather, but it's going to be the push out onto the site that's going to matter the most here. And already we have Stova, who's managing to stay alive. They've got the man advantage here. He catches a man out on short, does some pretty decent damage to Zansa rather, who has the AWP and who is getting backed up by Asilian. But the bomb has been planted now for Recursive, and it comes down to whether they can land the shots here. Good positions being held here by Recursive, but the nade going to sail all the way into the back, and myRevenge picks up the kill on Stova. which brings it in to myRevenge picking up 2 frags. Now the man advantage goes back Recursive, or rather myRevenge's way. Recursive faltering here at the end. Twista trying to live as best he can. Just mad spray from myRevenge. And they're going to run out together side by side. And Histelli! How does that happen?
It's a sick turnaround there for Recursive. And Histelli once again with a big performance. And we see a replay here. myRevenge just can't see anything through that smoke. And he misses shots. Histelli turns around, instantly gets the headshots. And Recursive on the board with their first round.
So they don't go for an early buy, but they get the round just the same. Hell of a performance here from Recursive already. And look at this play. They're going to go for a bit of a cheek boost. Zancer looking to gut Recursive before they can get anything moving here. They know that there's a man waiting in A main here because they've already been spotted out. Stova trying to put some shots through, see if anything can come of this. He's doing some decent damage to Kirby. Oh no, that's unfortunate. But Zancer still makes it work with the Pro 90. Turns around and gets the kill on Stova. So now myRevenge, once again, they get the entry going into this. And that is definitely an unfortunate turn of events there for Recursive. It seemed like they were going to come out ahead. That AWP has been picked up by Type, and he's going to be looking for frags. But the B-side defense is going to be bolstered now. Zancer rotating over to lend a hand. Cillian still alive at the back there, having taken damage as he got out of vents. But it does seem like this bomb is going to slowly work its way over towards this B-side here for Recursive. Histelli here to back up his man on that AWP. But now we see the smoke's going to go out mid. This is going to create some noise here and perhaps shake myRevenge somewhat. Type still alive with this AWP. Not yet found a target to put it to good use on. And Histelli is looking towards upper, but we have to find the headshot now, and it's Histelli who takes point. Gets out. Asilian is going to pick up one. myRevenge gets another, and there's the spray from Histelli. Twista, and they don't expect the last man alive here on this site. It's going to be Zancer standing his ground, but with 8 seconds left, they have to get the plant, and he didn't pick up the bomb. The bomb is actually exposed out in the open, and Twista can't get the job done. Barry will spray him down with the CZ75, and that is myRevenge striking right back at the beginning of this first half, regaining control of the situation.
Yep. That's exactly what happened. I mean, Recursive once again going to be forced in a save round. That's a tough break right after winning all the momentum on your side. But it's still early here on the second map, though. I mean, they are down 1 map to nothing, and they are facing elimination, so they don't want to let myRevenge's lead to get too big.
Again, we look to Kirby, looking towards A main in a bit of the spot. This is like MBK spot basically. He plays it every round. Kirby gonna get 2. Good controlled spray from him. He may pick up the last one here, but no, that's actually gonna be Sunny making it onto short, picking up 1 frag on Zancer. So at least they managed to get 1 kill their way. They're Recursive, but it's still not the end of the days here. As you said, still very early on in this first half. And they do have enough money now after that save round to go ahead and buy up fully here. I'm kind of surprised that Type doesn't actually drop an AK for a teammate there, considering he had more than enough to full buy and get nades. So that Sunny, for example, could have more nades on the board for himself, but I shall see. Aggressive push actually coming out here from myRevenge, and unfortunate timing there for Asilian. That does not work out his way. Caught mid-air. Sunny does not miss the opportunity for the punish, and now Recursive sitting once again with the entry. And from this point, what exactly do they do here? It seems like they want to continue pushing, and this is kind of what myRevenge have to do at this point. Push around on the map, get info, see if they can't catch a man out off guard. Zancer will find a frag, and that brings it back to a 4-on-4 situation, but then they lose myRevenge. And that's not going to help things here for myRevenge. Recursive having taken quite a bit of damage, though.
Yeah, Twista, Sunny, and Stovey on fairly low health here. So Type is really the player who's going to have to make something happen. Zancer is still with an AWP. Of course, with an AWP, it doesn't really matter how much health you have. 1 shot, 1 kill. But let's see. Recursive are grouping up to attack B now.
Oh,
that nade could be really powerful, but it doesn't take anybody out. So that's lucky. Zancer connects on Sunny, though. Misses the second shot. It's still a 3v3 situation.
And he's still looking, but he's not going to find anything more here. It seems he will be chased away, in fact, taking quite a bit of damage, and he's not going to find the proper angle. Maybe if Stovit decides to peek around this corner here. There's a man waiting in CT, but he has been smoked off. Waiting on the other side of that smoke is Twista with 1 HP. Looking behind, making sure that a flank can't come in from the T side of things. In the meantime, they're all sitting on this site, but there's the flash in. And this is a crucial position here held by Twista. Stowe is going to find the first man. Xancer is gone. Twista jumps the gun. He goes too early, and now it's all down to Stova alive at the back of this site. Spots them out, gets them lined up, can't find the kill though, and he will get overwhelmed. myRevenge with a very well executed retake there, keeping both members alive at the end. And
yeah, good job retaking the site there. But bit of a mistake, I think, by Recursive. I don't think they set up in the best possible way there for that retake. I mean, some of their players were low on health.
Sure.
But still, especially with myRevenge having an op, that's going to make the retake so much harder, so you got to take advantage of that as a rifler.
True. That's true, and you want to set up some of those crossfires as well, and that just did not happen that time around there for Recursive. They still have enough money now, having lost several rounds in a row, to go for a bit of a buy. They had the plant and the bonus money, but they still have to find a way to actually make something happen. Apart from, they need to find a way to get another entry, basically. And maybe, oh, I like this. They're really boosting up everywhere on the map right now, myRevenge. That's a very cheeky boost up here from Barry, getting onto the very edge. And if they come rushing out, this could go sour very quickly here for Recursive. The bomb is currently waiting in A main as well, so it does seem like Recursive, this is what's on their mind right now. They want to go for this A play. Question is, do they actually send a man over to B site to start making a little bit of noise? I mean, myRevenge has pushed so far in, and he's going to get the frag. Could potentially pick up another one as well, but he decides to back off, and that's very smart from him. He doesn't need to go further. They have so much information now as to the setup from Recursive Esports, and Barry's position gets checked immediately, but there are still 2 members left alive here on this site. First frag comes in, and it's going to be Xancer getting caught out in the open, back into a 2-on-2 now. Recursive landing some crucial shots. Oh, roasting, toasting. It's too hot. Get out. He's out in the open, and Asilian punishes him.
All down the type here. 1v2 situation. Bomb is planted. Bomb is ticking in his favor. Can't connect. Misses the initial shot. Asilian re-peaks and takes him out. And that's going to make it 6-1 now. And this is looking dangerously much like myRevenge's map against Nom Nom match, rather, on the same map.
Was that not a 16-1 finish?
It must have been. I think it was 16-1. It was very few rounds that Nom Nom were able to win. Obviously, Recursive are a better team, but myRevenge simply looks like they have a lockdown here on the counter-terrorist side of this map.
What are we seeing? myRevenge double Scar 20 and an AWP. That's not something you see every day.
Nope.
Whoa. Okay, then. In the meantime, Recursive, they do manage to force up another buy here, having lost 4 rounds in a row, again with the plant. Again, they get the bonus money, so they have a decent number of nades to work with here, but I mean, the sheer amount of firepower on the other side of this map right now is going to be pretty brutal once they figure it out. Double Scar 20 is just painful. That could lay waste at any opportunity here. myRevenge is waiting around the corner looking towards B, but nobody has peeked out for him yet. And in the meantime, Barry holding over towards A, so whichever site they go to at this point, there's going to be a Scar 20. They know where one is, and this could very well be bait. This could influence where Recursive decide to take this. I mean, at this point, what's going through your head? If you think you hear a Scar 20 on one side of the map, are you going to go towards that Scar 20, or are you going to try and hightail it to the other side?
Depends whether you think you can make that Scar 20 useless with grenades, basically. Because if you just run in his crosshair, that guy's probably just going to demolish you. At the same time, it's a big risk by myRevenge to put so much money down on 2 Scar 20s and an op, because if they lose a round, that's a lot of money going to be wasted. As Type gets a kill, Sunny and myRevenge trade kills as well. It's a 3v3 situation. Barry here, long distance Scar 20, and it's just so brutal. 2 easy kills there on Recursive members. And Type is currently the last man standing, going to be met by Barry here, and he's going to be looking for his 3rd of the round, and he gets it.
myRevenge just look like they've got it all mapped out. Look at that grin. Look at that grin. He looks confident right now.
Yeah, for sure. And he should be. I mean, his team is up 7-1, and they've looked fairly dominant in winning these rounds.
It does look really tough right now for Recursive. Now is the point, now is the time where they're able to just continuously force up. They're continuously going to be able to put pressure on myRevenge. If they can just keep getting kills in the rounds, myRevenge, as you said, you know, these are very expensive rounds for them. And we can see they don't have a huge bank to fall back on here. You know, buying up Scar 20s, buying up AWPs, that's like $5,000 chunks that just get ripped out of your economy on top of gear, on top of nades, on top of everything else. So myRevenge with a very expensive strat, but we have to see if Recursive can try and exploit that here, as the nades are going to go out on the A site, and it does look like it's going to be a big A play here. But does Barry realize it? There's a good time flash, and he's going to have to back around this corner, and he gets overwhelmed, but there's still a man alive on this site. It's going to be Kirby with a good spray to start. Zancer is alive on short. He has to worry about getting flanked, but he's going to have his mates here fairly quickly. And they should be able to get back onto this site if Recursive can't land the shots necessary here. Stova gets caught, and Twista as well. And now we're down to Sunny, last man alive, and he can't do it. Sunny getting caught. CZ 75 from Zancer gets the job done. And they save up both Scar 20s as well. They're going to have an AWP and a Scar 20. That's just brutal.
Yup, lots of money on myRevenge, lots of expensive equipment, and Recursive are just getting into a deep hole right now. Down 1-8, facing elimination. They really got to make something happen now, because there's only so many rounds they can really lose this half anymore without just being so deep into it that it's going to be almost impossible to come back. Realistically, I think they have to get at least 5 rounds. Here on the terrorist side, and myRevenge getting this entry kill with a Scar 20, looking for more. And these Scar 20s are just so brutal.
Yeah, we look at Cillian now, who's alive and checkered. He's going to get one more. No, he is not. It's going to come down now to myRevenge on this site. Gets smoked off. Very nice smoke. Going to force him out into the open. He overextends, but he still gets the kill. Type will finally take him out, but the man advantage still rests with myRevenge. Only problem is they don't really have the best weapons now in this sort of situation. For a retake, an AWP and a Scar 20. They have
Type down to 2 health from that nade.
And no more HEs. But an easy
Twista
frag.
gets taken out by a Scar 20. Zancer just flies into the side, takes out Type. 9-1 is now going to be your score. And Recursive just don't have answers to anything myRevenge are currently doing.
It seemed like they had an idea of it. You know, they did get very nice flashes and smokes out onto that B site, but they weren't able to get the kill. And that's what mattered most. myRevenge staying alive that long with that Scar 20 just cost them too much. And by the time Recursive actually got onto that site, they were all so low. And they have yet to really find a way, you're right, to really make this work. I'm curious if they're just going to try and go for all-out aggression. I mean, they do have a man setting up for a smoke towards this A site now. So potentially we could have something big come in here as Kirby finds one more. And this is just, what was that? Was that a flank through mid or something? I didn't even see where he came from. Kirby's still alive. No, that was through, oh, that was a push into A house. And now a man at Squeak. Kirby is waiting. Type right around the corner, throws out the flash, just drawing the attention, but it seems like they want to try and back off here. 3 members left alive for the T side. And they haven't fully committed to a site yet. They still have to stare down the barrel of Barry's Scar 20, who, you know, closes the door because he's a gentleman after all.
Come on, you used that one too much.
I know. I got to be careful.
Yeah.
Well, still. Barry, he's a leader. And what do leaders do? They open and close doors for you.
Nice. Cillian in this vent, and this is actually a setup that myRevenge was using against Nam quite a lot too. Getting boosted up in the vent. Gets a kill there. Barry also gets one on his deli, and Recursive, it looks like they just run out of gas in the tank. They just don't have anything left. It's like they just used up all their resources and they're just done. See if they might be able to dig out some more energy, get a couple more rounds that would allow for them to at least stay competitive heading into the second half.
They really desperately need it right now because they have to go for a round of eco now, as we can see, and it seems like it's just going to be the full YOLO train. Stove with the flash, everybody turns. Good play there. They're actually going to go ahead and get a big opening, but myRevenge is still alive. He's finally going to get taken out, but there's still a man alive on this site. He's going to be putting fire through, and they are just wreaking havoc at this point. Cillian's still here, but this has bought the time for the rotation. Zancer picks up one with the CZ, and it's going to be his Stelly. Time to give them a taste of their own medicine, but it's not meant to be. And no plant either. So they will have money, but not a whole stack of it. And a lot of it is going to go away in this round, and now Recursive have to get on the board. They're running out of time. There's only 3 rounds left in this half, and they desperately need more than 1 round here on their side. I mean, it has to come down to the smokes. It has to come down to the execution, but myRevenge really does feel like they've got this map completely figured out. As far as they're concerned, with the Scar 20s, with the AWP, it's not a common strategy that we're seeing, but this is definitely theirs. They know how it works. They know how to abuse it.
Yeah, they certainly do. And I mean, they've just been so dominant here. They only lost the save round, put it that way. Even the round they lost, they definitely shouldn't have. That was unlucky with the way the smoke thing played out in the side here. But
oh, off shot there. Asilian will find one, however, but there's Twisto. Big opportunity for him to get a little bit of damage out. He's just going for the mad spray. He may be able to catch a man off guard, but that's not going to happen. Type now from Squeak Door. Spots the man out by Forklift and gets the kill, but takes a lot of damage in the process. Down to 7, and then the door gets slammed in his face, and his own flash goes off in his eyes. This is not good. He's the last man alive now with 7 HP, and he somehow makes it out of there in one piece, just barely, but he's 1v4 now. And the slaughter continues at this point. Asilian trying to get lucky and catch him through the wall. There's a man who is rotating through. And Barry just comes from B site, picks up the last one. And this is just looking like a landslide. And my Recursive...
It's a massacre.
This is definitely a slaughter.
And what a turnaround.
Scar 20 as well. It's just brutal. Wait. Barry has got... Is he swapping out? He swapped out. He dropped it from ups, and now we actually lose the strat. Double Scar 20 no longer. Only one with an AWP to support. But we have to see if they find a way in here. Hystelia is setting up for a flash that could potentially go onto that B site here. Flash smoke. Now you have the option to be able to chuck some nades in, and there we go. The smoke to CT is what this is all about. We lose Sunny over at A house though. That is from Kirby, who's pushed in. Or no, Sunny actually picks off Barry. My mistake. That is Asilian looking towards these vents. He's holding the ground right now. Good timing from him. Gets one. He's going to run out of bullets. Swaps out for the AK. And Mups G, Asilian, they just wreck house. 3 kills for Mups, 2 for Asilian. A very close fought battle there. And right now, myRevenge is just having a ball. Big smiles on all their faces. But with good reason. They're up 13-1 right now in this half. That is more than enough rounds than you need on the CT side. They only really need 9 rounds, maybe 10, to feel comfortable with the finish. And 13 is just huge. It's a huge lead. And Asilian, he has no fear at this point. Mups G has just mopped up the B site. And Asilian has pushed all the way into garage. He's going to catch a man with his knife out. Revenge goes Sunny's way. However, he's finally able to pick up one frag. He's going to get the flank as well. That could open up the A site, but he's now in a 1v2, and Mups G is closing in. If he stays out here like this, he's going to get caught. Mups G just going for the spray, and he finds him in the end. 15th round, and Asilian will get the last one. 14-1 the final score between myRevenge and Recursive Esports, and as if it wasn't obvious, this is all going to come down to the pistol round now for Recursive.
Yep. I mean, it really looks to be just a matter of the ending. I mean, Recursive just don't have anything left in the tank. Like we said, this is a very strong map for myRevenge, and I'd be surprised if anybody let them play it again in the grand final. Yeah.
No, this is definitely banned material right here. You don't let this fly. Shots raining in, however, already. Pre-fire from Type. He's just putting in. He's trying to see if he can actually stop them, and there you go. Stovid finds one. Very nice kill there. It's back into a 1v1 as Stova is going to try and rotate through to the B site, but they already have it under their control, myRevenge. They're going to be able to get out here, get the plant, and actually now have time to set up for after plants as well. They have members spread out across the map looking for rotations, and there's one. Going to be instant headshot. That's not going to help. Hystelia will find one, though, and that brings it back to a 4-on-3 as Hystelia is alive on this upper. He's going to try and drop right into Checkered and does not get it. Barry Kirby getting frags back into a 2-on-2. Stova just looking for the flank, and they can't even hear him. How do they not hear him? He is now just flanked them completely out, but Barry is still alive, and he's got the position. Goes for the mad spray. They're body blocking him. He can't stop the defuse. He just needs to get one more shot, and he runs out of bullets. This is it. Recursive do it. The pistol round, and they get it.
Yeah, I mean, not much to be said there. We see the replay here. Barry just keeps missing these shots. And actually,
man.
You know, which one was he defusing? I wasn't even sure. You know, Stovey almost messed that up by running away when he was reloading.
Yeah.
Because that actually allowed for Barry to be shooting at the diffuser directly.
That's true. That's true. And that's the thing. Good body blocking there. I think that's what made the difference.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, though. Like, he stopped body blocking him halfway through for a few seconds. So that could have actually cost them the round.
Well, they didn't miss the opportunity in the end. And now Recursive, can they do the same? That's the question here that we're waiting to get an answer for. We still have the defense set up, and that's actually a very fine start. 7 rounds. Hystelia putting the rifles to work. Manages to get 2 kills. Type is going to step in and pick up one of his own from CT. And just like that, a very quick cleanup comes out for Recursive. A perfect anti-eco round, in fact. So they're going to be pleased with that. But myRevenge now, it's their turn to get the pressure going. After that plant, they're able to buy in the 18th round. Recursive still somewhat limited, but good nades, good gear. This should be a very solid round for them if they can set up the defense properly here.
Yeah, very long way to go still for Recursive, though. Obviously, when you're down 1 to 14 at half, you're not going to be able to even. You're not going to be even thinking about potentially tying the game up. This is literally the time to be only just playing one round at a time, and just hope that somewhere later on in the half you might start thinking about potentially bringing this game into overtime.
Now we go back to Type, who's really just dancing back around. I mean, we've got a double stack and potentially a boost up here by Sunny. This could be huge. Type is drawing the attention over to the main entrance to mid, but Sunny is now waiting, lurking in these vents. If Type lets them pass, this could be a big opportunity, but we will have Stove, who's alive and checkered, chasing the man out. Sunny is now going to get out. He gets 1 kill onto myRevenge, and Stove picks up the relay, gets another one. Now all of a sudden, myRevenge down 2 men. We lose Sunny, but Stove is still alive on this site. He will be able to buy more time if he wants with these nades. Timing for the flash nade. Not going to really be too effective, but he's still alive, and that's what counts. And so long as he can keep being alive, that's big. And 2 big kills come in for Stubby. This is huge. If he can stay alive all the longer here. Barry now looking for a flank insta CT. But everybody is still here. Histelli is already waiting, and there's no way. There is no way. Histelli shuts him down, and Recursive now 4 rounds on the board.
You know, if Recursive win a couple more, they're going to start kicking themselves and thinking, oh, you know, why couldn't we just win a couple? Like, why'd we blow that 1 round? All of a sudden, all those rounds that they lost, they're just going to get more valuable. And, you know, it gets to that point where all of a sudden, if they've gotten just 2 more rounds, we'd actually realistically could be looking at a game here. Still, right now, it's a 10-round difference. It's still so far away that it's hard to conceivably think how Recursive could bring it back. As Sunny gets 4 kills, and that wakes up the crowd again. Been fairly quiet here with myRevenge running the show here in the second map.
That's the thing. You could hear a pin drop for a while there.
They're still here.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You got to hold out. Anything is possible here. Recursive, we've seen them fight back. I mean, hell, on Mirage, they brought it back to 16-14. They didn't quite make it, but still, they never gave up. And here again, they're demonstrating that you can never count them out. 4 rounds now on the board in this half. And the position here from Type is an interesting one. He's laying a trap. He wants them to work their way out and try and make that B play again here, myRevenge. Meantime, myRevenge manages to get past the defense over here. Sunny is the man holding on the other side of this smoke. Going to chuck one out there. But we have to see. Right now, Type is getting an enormous amount of information for his team because he's hearing them all move around in A main. The man holding the bomb is Barry, and he just went hoof and pass. So now they at least know 1 guy in A main, if not 2. So the defense is going to remain firm here with Histelli. Drop down to 5 HP, but still alive. So they're not going to be rotating off this anytime soon. I think a lot of it is going to come down to whether myRevenge actually gets a punish here or not, or manages to draw the attention of Recursive to this B site. We shall see here as Histelli goes for the pop. Flash chucked in. He's got the incendiary as well to just buy some time, and it's going to be down to the 2 remaining members here. Histelli is alive, but Twista is as well. Just going for the mad spray, actually connecting with Zanster there. Histelli's still alive, however. He's just going to go through. Can he just make it through here to deny the plant? No, he's not going to get it. Twista is now going to try his luck. He gets the flick, but not the turn. And now, all of a sudden, Stove rotates over, picks up 1. Sunny as well from A main. Turns this into a 2-on-2. And Sunny...
But bomb is ticking against Recursive right now. They need to get going here. Still 2 members remain. They've spotted Barry now. Stove able to take him out. Last man standing is Kirby. 1v1 now.
Stove is just defusing, but it's planted for A main. He's completely flashed, and there it is. Kirby picking up the 15th round now for myRevenge. And they are now 1 round away from a place in the grand finals here of ASUS ROG. myRevenge with a dominant performance on this cash map. A bit of a touch-and-go performance on Mirage, a little shaky. But Recursive, they still have enough money to put together a reasonable buy. Type has got his AWP, and we'll see if he can actually put it to use here in mid. They haven't been playing ultra aggressive, but they are going for the boost once again. And Asilian just spraying through. That's a boost in garage, though. A boost into the red container in garage. So it's not the same as a boost out here where Type would be at his most effective.
Slow round.
Slow round indeed.
myRevenge.
But that's the way it has to be here. Recursive they can't really afford to take huge risks and push around. But then myRevenge don't want to throw it away by taking risks themselves and giving it away.
And Type finally picked up an op. Haven't really seen anybody on Recursive op in this tournament yet.
All right,
but
yeah.
desperate times call for desperate measures. Barry and Caribbean get 2 entries here going into the A site.
And we look now to Sunny, who's already moving on to this site. He's got support from Type, but the smokes are good. But what's really happening here is a B plant. And the man who's going to figure that out fairly soon here is going to be Stove. He has to stop this down. He has to slow this down somehow, but he spots one guy running by. He hears 2 more, and he gets caught. It's now into a 2-on-4 situation. Type with that AWP coming in through checkered, looking for an aim on the shot. He's not going to get the site shot, and he's going to get overwhelmed. And just like that, myRevenge will pick up their 16-5 victory, a 2-0 win over Recursive on their home turf. myRevenge now in the grand finals, and a stunning display of skill already on Cash. myRevenge clearly with their own strats in mind, with their own plays, and the ability to actually make it work for them. Recursive never really seemed to be able to get any kind of momentum going for themselves in that first half on Cash.
Yeah, like we said, Cash was going to be myRevenge just mapping that series. That was the map they had the biggest advantage on. And it's just a bummer for us as viewers that Recursive couldn't come back all the way on Mirage to force the third map, because third map was going to be probably a good battle. I was thinking it was going to be on Dust 2.
On Dust 2, I think that would have been anybody's game at that point. If it made it to the map 3, it's like flip a coin because both of these guys can take it. Or both of these teams. Well, let's go ahead now and take a look at the brackets and see how things have been developing here throughout this tournament, this playoff day here, because we started with the first quarterfinals this morning at 10:30, and now we have just finished our first semifinal, in fact. But as you guys can see, waiting in the wings, Encore and Nostalgia, our other semifinal match that is due to happen to start in, what, an hour or so? I believe we have an hour. Before that match is going to happen. But myRevenge, our first finalist here at ASUS ROG, and in an hour's time we will be finding out who will face them, whether it is Encore, the Finnish Hope, or Nostalgia, basically the European Hope, I guess, because they are pretty much the mixed team from everywhere.
Yeah. It's basically like a collection of some of Europe's best players.
Exactly. I mean, Apex, Kaylee, Pimp, and Schneider, and Overdrive, Razor Overdrive. But do we have our interview ready? Fantastic. Kjärvi, congratulations on your play. You in particular really seem to step it up. Are you happy? Are you pleased with your performance so far?
Yeah, I'm very happy. We're still a young team, and I think we played really well, and our communication was really good in this match.
How is Barry's leadership in the team? Because I mean, from an outsider's point of view, I don't know whether you guys came from Source or 1.6, but definitely we're not known in 1.6 if that's what you used to play back in the days, whereas Barry has always been known to sort of make teams that are composed of lesser known players significantly better as a group. How is playing under him?
It's really great. We're still a young team, and Barry is kind of our experienced player, and he's leading us really well. So yeah, he has definitely learned me a lot in just under 2 weeks. Where we have been playing together as a team.
What were your expectations coming into ASUS ROG? Did you actually think you were going to be one of the top teams here? Did you expect to make the semifinals? Are you surprised you made the final?
I mean, I'm sure people didn't thought we could reach the finals, but we had confidence in ourselves, and we know what we're capable of doing when we just play like we do in practice, and I think we did that.
It seems like Cash alone, the double SCAR 20 strat plus an AWP.
That wasn't practice, but I think it was a good decision.
It certainly was. It worked perfectly. I mean, you guys netted a lot of rounds. It didn't really seem like Recursive could handle that. At what point did you feel like you had the map in the bag, that you were pretty much, like, we've got this, we're going to the finals?
After we went front 14-1, and we used like the match games for you, which throughout the game, we used that as a motivation to like get ourselves together and not like slack around and stuff.
Yeah, once Recursive started putting some rounds on the board, what did it go through your head? Like, okay, well, here it goes again. You know, they're starting the comeback. We got to end it here. Did you start to feel some pressure, especially with you know how I suppose young the team is?
I think we were a bit. I mean, we didn't know if we would get the last round, but we just tried to do something that had worked in a previous round. So, yeah, I don't know. We were kind of nervous.
So you're going to play the grand final in about, I think, 4 hours or so, give or take. Do you have a favorite out of Nostalgia and Encore? Who would you rather play? Considering they're very different types of teams. Encore is more of a team such as yourself with an actual leader and strats, and Nostalgia is obviously a mixed team with just skilled players.
We definitely want to face Nostalgia in the final because I think Encore is a really good team, and we're best against mixed teams.
So you actually think Encore are favorites in that semifinal?
Yeah.
Okay. And is there, do you think you're going to feel any extra pressure knowing the grand final is going to be shown on national television in Finland? Or do you think that's not going to play into the factor just because you're not actually going to see it yourself? It's just going to be a couple extra cameras and that's all?
Well, I feel like this is like playing at home, actually. I don't feel some extra pressure. I think we're going to be fine in the final.
All right.
Well, best of luck in the finals. Congratulations for making it this far, and we'll see if Encore and Nostalgia go on to face you.
Thanks.
Thanks.
That is Kirby. I mean, he really had some terrific performances throughout both of those maps there to put his team in the finals. I mean, multiple clutch rounds, multiple big frag rounds from him. So clearly not feeling the pressure. Clearly, you know, he's in that happy place where basically it feels like he's at home.
Yep.
But guys, we are now going to take an hour break as we prepare for our second semifinal match, which is going to be coming up later. Well, obviously, as I say it, in an hour. So grab a bite to eat and be back then.